to look to your neighbor, to your right, or to your left and say, welcome. Now, we are a loving, dynamic spiritual community that is constantly prospering and growing together in connection and deeper love and understanding of unity principles. We are part of that unity's spiritual movement that allows us to step into a greater expression of the divine, of who we are. Today, we have Reverend Nickie, who's going to be giving our talk. We have Reverend Mindy, who will be joining me on the platform. We have Jay, who is on piano. We have Chris in the back doing our audiovisual. And we have Julie, our YFM director. You already met Cecilia, who is our board member of the day. And we have Marianne on vocals. And we have Catherine again doing our vocals. Welcome. I invite you this morning to just go ahead and take a deep breath and join me in a moment of prayer. Sweet Spirit, we are so grateful for this beautiful spiritual community where we can come together to connect, to learn, to grow, and expand in consciousness, knowing that we are the expressions of the divine. And we continue to lean into that, so much so that we fully step into it and embody it. We're always learning and growing, and we give thanks for that expression and that expansion and the joy of spiritual community. We give thanks, and so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
I'm joining you on the platform now because we are going to do announcements. You're first. I'm first. Wednesday is Gong Night. If you have not experienced the healing vibration of sound, we offer it once a month, the first Wednesday of every month, which happens to be this coming Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here in the sanctuary. Gretchen Bickert comes and sets up her gongs, and Arn Richardson assists with both gongs and Tibetan brass bowls. It's really a marvelous, wonderful, relaxing, healing energy that you will guaranteed float out of here on.
And we have another opportunity for healing, which is our healing night, which is going to be on June 12th, Wednesday night. And the time has changed just a little bit. It's going to be 6:30 to 8 p.m.
All right. Today is the first Sunday of the month. And on the first Sunday of the month, the first and the third, we have an opportunity for conversations with a spectacular coach named Mary Ann Drew. It's 12:15 in the classroom, first and third. It's all about creating harmonious relationships. The relationship we have with ourselves, the relationship that we have maybe with somebody who's more, we're on an intimate basis, or the relationship that we have in community in the world. It's an opportunity to recalibrate, reset, and remember the skills that we already know that make a relationship harmonious.
And with that, I invite you to join us as we sing I'm Choosing Heaven Today.
So stand as you are able. Today. Everybody can be seated except some people who have a birthday in the month of June. If you have a birthday in the month of June, look at
Wow.
you. And if you're watching on camera, stand if you have a birthday in June. Know that we're singing to you too.
Happy birthday to you. There's no one like you. Uniquely created. I love knowing you.
Second verse.
I bless you with life and abundance galore. God bless you, my loved ones, and have many more. Take note of who is standing, and I invite you today, when you are in hospitality, to bless them. Ask them, what do you want me to hold for you in consciousness for you for this year? And then hold it for them. What a way to connect our hearts and our minds together. And what a beautiful way to support each other by envisioning with them their dreams.
We're now going to invite Julie Treglone, our Youth and Family Ministries Director, to come forward, who, like me, survived intergenerational pool day with our kids. It was fun.
I napped all yesterday afternoon, just saying. That's sun, but it was so much fun, and I hope all those who came had fun too. Was it fun, Katie? Yeah, it really was. Katie's going to lead us in our affirmation this morning.
I am grateful to receive God's good for me. Say it with me, please. I am grateful to receive God's good for me.
Thank you. All right, things are going to be a little quieter on our YFM calendar over summer, but we still have opportunities to get together, and the next one is for our teens this coming Saturday. If you haven't already registered and you need a registration link, let me know today. All right, let's bless our children before we go out to class. Children, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are.
And there they go. Have fun, be inspired, be kind to your teachers. They're volunteers. I have been in with the kids, and they are kind. Except when they decide to put the stools on their heads. But other than that, one day, you finally knew what you had to do and began, though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole how began to tremble, and you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life, each voice cried. But you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do. Though the winds pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible, it was already late enough and a wild night and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing that you could do, determined to save the only life that you could save.
but so far away. Everything that you always dreamed of, close enough for you to taste, but you just can't touch. You want to show the world, but no one knows your name yet. Wonder when and where and how you're gonna make it. You know you can if you get the chance. In your face and the door keeps slamming. Now you're feeling more and more frustrated, and you're getting all kinds of impatient. Waiting, we live and we learn to take one step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love. It's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen, and we find the reasons why, one step at a time. Da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da da. You believe and you doubt. You're confused. You got it all figured out. Everything that you always wished for could be yours, should be yours, would be yours if they only knew. You want to show the world, but no one knows your name yet. Wonder when and where and how you're gonna make it. You know you can if you get the chance. In your face and the door keeps slamming. Now you're feeling more and more frustrated, and you're getting all kinds of impatient. Waiting, we live and we learn to take one step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love. It's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen, and we find the reasons why, one step at a time. When you can't wait any longer, but there's no end in sight. It's your faith that makes it stronger. The only way to get there is one step at a time. Da 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 dum da 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 dum. Take one step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love. It's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen, and we find the reasons why, one step at a time.
Catherine and Jay, one step at a time. However, have any of you started trying to run when you get a new idea? And you just go, oh, I'm so excited about this. And then boom, there's all these obstacles that are in your way that now you have to figure out how to navigate. You know, do y'all have that? You were looking there so quiet, I wasn't sure. We're going to talk about visioning to victory. How many of you have a vision that just never manifested? Yeah. And when that happens, just toss out some feelings. What did you feel when that vision did not manifest? Disappointed? Confused? Frustrated? Fear? Yeah. So all of these emotions come up when we have a vision that is not manifesting. And yet, we're called to vision. We teach the spiritual philosophy here that we create, through our thoughts and our feelings, we create our reality. And so what happens? How do we begin to balance this out? The writer of Proverbs is part of the wisdom literature in the Hebrew scriptures. The writer of Proverbs say, where there's no vision, the people will perish. That's the sort of King James version. I'll give you the New International Version. It says, where there's no revelation, the people cast off restraints, but the one who keeps the law is blessed. And remember, when a blessing, to bless something, or when we're blessed, we're calling forth the good of it. So where there's no revelation, some translations will say where there's no prophecy, the people cast off restraints. What does that mean? They stop following spiritual law. Have you ever done that? Oh, I won't ask you to raise your hand. I've done it plenty. And the good news is the result of that will usually get me back to practicing spiritual law. Sometimes I go to the school of hard knocks. You know, that's the way it is. But I want to talk metaphysically to you about what this means. Vision, metaphysically, is seeing God as the foundation of all and the source of all there is. So let's click back a minute. When we see God as the foundation of all, then we're going to keep the law. A to B. When we see that. Because when we are seeing God as the foundation of everything, the source of all that there is, we recognize that no matter what we're seeing out here, we can be in charge of, in control of what's here, inside. Not so much out there, but definitely inside. So it's not necessarily that we're changing what's happening out here, but we're changing how we perceive what's happening out here. And we can take something that we consider to be an obstacle, and we can say, I wonder how this is going to call me to a higher place. So we can see it as something that's keeping us back. We can play the victim. Oh, if it hadn't been for blank, and we can fill in our blanks because we all have them. Instead, we can say, I wonder how this is going to support me in creating my vision. Maybe it's going to support me by inviting me into a new place. Maybe it's going to support me by inviting me into a new action. Maybe it's going to support me because the universe is saying to me, do you really mean it? Is that what you want? Do you want it enough to go for it? Or are you looking for the easy ride? And sometimes the easy ride isn't always the best ride. That's where our spiritual discernment must come into play. Let's look at this one more way. Revelation is the unveiling of truth, making known that which is hidden. When the people, us, because remember, metaphysically, we are the persons and the places and we are the time. When the people are not knowing what is hidden, they're not living the truth that is sometimes hidden from us. And if we're not seeking that truth, then we may go wild. And going wild may not be such a bad thing, but we may go wild. We may go off our rockers. We may do things that are not in alignment with our spiritual nature. But when we come back to that which is hidden, and one thing that is clearly hidden in all of us until we begin to reveal it, and then it's no longer hidden, is our divinity. When we begin to recognize, acknowledge, and live from our divinity, then we're following the manifestation of the law. And the law, as we know it, is mind, idea, expression. Charles Fillmore sometimes said mind, idea, consciousness. So we can ask ourselves some questions like, what consciousness am I in at this time? What expression am I having at this time? Is this the expression that I want to be having? And Myrtle Fillmore, one of the co-founders of Unity, said, if you're getting a result that you're not desiring, change what you're doing to get a new result. It's in her healing letters, and that's my paraphrase of her. But it's, if we're getting something that's not desirable to us, we can keep going on that hamster wheel. Have you ever done that? Well, if I just do it again, maybe I'll do it bigger, maybe I'll do it louder. If I just do it again, the result will change. And yet what happens? Maybe you get the same thing, right? I thought maybe you guys had a different law. Nah, I'm just kidding you. Maybe it works for you, but it doesn't work for me. And I get into a rut sometimes, and I'm going to try it again, and I'm going to try it again, and I'm going to do it a little bit harder. It's like the elevator button. You know, have you ever stood by an elevator button and you push it and the elevator doesn't come, so you push it again. Then you start really pushing it, and it doesn't make the elevator come any faster, but it makes me feel better to push the button, because at least I'm doing something. Well, I could be doing a lot of other things than pushing the button. I could be standing there talking to whoever. I could stand there and envision my life. I could stand there and be in appreciation. I can stand there and have a moment alone. I could stand there and talk to whoever's next to me. There's so many things. It's a multitude of things that we could be doing, but we get caught in that narrow vision of this elevator isn't coming, and I have things to do. So Revelation is really about unveiling the truth. So when we don't know the truth, then we perish. When we don't know the truth, then we have a difficult time moving through life. When we don't know the truth, we may be manifesting things, because we're always manifesting, and the law doesn't matter to the law whether we're manifesting something we desire or something we don't desire. But the beauty of that is that the moment I notice that I'm manifesting something I do not desire, I can shift my thinking, I can shift my feeling, I can shift my consciousness. If it's to be, it's up to me. Even if it's to be in your life, it's up to you. Our invitation here is learn the principle and live it, and create the life of your dreams, so that every day you're like saying, I'm having more fun than I've ever had in my life before. Now that's my goal. You may have a different goal, so go with your goal. But I can truly say that the older I get, the more fun I have. And I'm having more fun every day. And in some ways, I feel like the older I get, the younger I'm getting in some very real ways also. And that's also the outworking of the law, because I know that joy is mine by divine right. I know that abundance is mine by divine right. I know that health is mine by divine right. My task in life is to learn how to navigate the law in such a way that I get to receive that which is mine by divine right. So I have a question for you. You know, I love questions. What is your vision for yourself right now? Just take a breath into that. And if you need to, close your eyes. What is your vision for yourself right now? Who do you want to be in the world? And just breathe into that. One of the questions I love to ask my students that I teach in ministerial school is, what is your perfect day? Describe it for me. So let's take a moment and breathe. And in your imagination, this beautiful power that we have within us, how would you build your perfect day? What it would look like for you? And it's going to be different for each of us, because we're unique expressions of the divine. So my perfect day might be hanging out by the pool, or it might be being here working, which is one of my perfect days. It might be teaching. It might be spending time in meditation. It might be walking. I like to do urban hiking. You know, it means going to the mall and looking around and walking and walking and walking and not buying. Or if I absolutely see something. But each of us has a unique, individualized expression of this. So what is yours? Because when we have a vision, then we can live our lives in a way that's moving us toward that vision. So when we begin to have a vision, the first question beyond what's your vision is, what do I want? What do you want? And sometimes that's a difficult question to answer, because we've been told you want too much. You always want something. Oh, I have hands raising. Yes, that's familiar, isn't it? Oh, you always want something. You want too much. Well, wanting is our divine birthright also. Desire from the Father. And if you have issues with your Father, from the inner beingness of our divinity. It's our desire to live in a universe that's ever expanding because we want to keep up with that universe. It's our desire for certain qualities, because having a vision doesn't mean a material thing. It could also mean I have a vision of peace. I have a vision of love. I have a vision of joy. I have a vision of harmony. And how can I create any of those in my life so that that's my experience? And then when it's my experience, I get to share it with other people and invite them into that experience also. And if they like that experience, they're going to join you. And if they don't, they're going to go find somebody who's having a different experience. That's kind of the law of frequency or attraction, as we often call it. So what do I want? I invite you to spend some time this week asking yourself that question. What do I want? What do I want? And do it in a lot of different ways. What do I want? What do I really want? What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? You know, just play with it. Have a really good time with it. Have fun with it. So we take that energetic charge of being told, you want too much. You always want something. Take the energetic charge off of it. And as you begin to say, what do I want? What do I want? I wonder what I want to create. What do I want? Then what can come forth is you'll land on this idea and you'll go, that's it. It feels different than every other idea. That's what I want. And then develop some goals around it. Oh, I would like to create this. The what, whatever the this is, by when. I'd like to create this by next week. I'd like to create this a year from now. A year from now, my life looks like this. And I'm so excited to live in that life. And our goal is a great measuring tool to look at our behavior. Is my behavior currently leading me toward my goal, or is it leading me away from my goal? And sometimes we have both. But the moment we notice that we're going away from our goal, it's like Myrtle Fillmore says, turn around, come back, face the goal. And if it ends up that you recognize that that's not really the goal, change the goal. We have this incredible, infinite ability to respond anew to something. And we can do it. I invite us to learn to do it. Foster McClellan, he's an old-time unity writer. I had to dust his book off kind of thing. He says, strong, well-defined goals, complete with the power of faith, the determination of will, and the exercise of ideas that come to mind must manifest in the outer. This is mind-idea expression in different words. This is mind-idea consciousness in different words. And I want to highlight what he's saying. He's talking about well-defined goals. Well-defined goals. I set a goal years ago. I live in ever-expanding waves of joy. That was my goal. And so I could look at my behavior. I could look at the actions I was taking and ask myself the question, is it leading me toward joy? Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. But the moment I got the no, I could turn around. I could be in a conversation with somebody, and you ever have a conversation, and all of a sudden you're in this conversation that's like doing this spiral, and it's going south? And I would say to myself, I can recommit to clear communication. And then I might say, I don't like where this is going. Can we shift direction? I spoke up. I don't like where this is going. Can we shift direction? Can we take a break because I'm getting activated or triggered or whatever word you like to use? We can make a shift. Well-defined goals. I want communication that's clear and effective. And that doesn't mean we never get upset. Eric Butterworth would tell us, though, if you're upsetable. So it gives me something to look at inside. oh, I wonder what that is. I wonder what this interaction is touching off in me that's not yet healed, that I have some Velcro for. So well-defined goals, the power of faith. Oftentimes, we have to call on that power of faith. And remember, it's one of our 12 powers. We have to call on it so we can be steadfast when we don't think that something's coming quick enough. Have you ever had that experience? Oh, I wish it would hurry up. I wish it would come faster. And yet we have to be, frequency-wise, a vibrational match for what we're calling for. So maybe I need to do some work. I decided one time to call forth a relationship. It took me a while to do that, but I had work to do. I had to look at abandonment issues. I had to look at communication skills. I had to look at what I was really looking for in relationship. I had a lot of work to do. And I was willing to do the work. And as I became that frequency of love that I was trying to call in, as I became love, more love, and I know I have places to go with that, and that's okay because I'm not ready to disappear from this planet yet, but as I became more love, then I drew in a relationship, and I can honestly tell you, is it 14 years later? Wow, I'm happy. I'm in love still, more so than I was 14 years ago. Or 15, excuse me. Not long enough, I can tell you that. Not long enough. But that was the power of faith to stay with it. And I called in my friends to support me in my manifestation. I once manifested the car of my dreams. It took me 14 months. And I waited till I got that inner impulse that says, today is the day. And I went down to the dealership. I'd been there a zillion times. They knew me when I was walking in. Oh, here she comes again. She's not going to buy that car. I was amazed that 14 months later, that car was still on the lot. But I was also very happy that 14 months later, the price just kept going down. So divine right order. Divine order is another name for mind, idea, expression, because I had named a price that I wanted to spend for that car, and that's the price I spent 14 months later. Again, we have to be patient. We have to call upon that power of faith that's within us, and we have to utilize it, and we have to use our wisdom and our discernment to say, am I following faith, or is this my impatience? Or am I truly following faith? And as we live this, it will unfold. And to exercise the determination of will, so I wanted that car, and the exercise of ideas that come to our mind. I'm putting this in more everyday terms. Know what I want. Begin to live as if. I began to live as if I was in the most fantastic relationship I could imagine. And then I worked on imagining a relationship that was bigger. I took a picture of that car and I printed it out and I hung it up on my kitchen cabinets because I knew that every time I went for a glass or a plate or something, I would see that car. I did things to encourage my mind to begin to live as if. I began to fantasize what it would be. It was a convertible. What it would be like to drive around Honolulu with the top down and how it would feel. And it felt that way and better. To love the obstacles. Did I have obstacles? Yes, we will have obstacles. But when we can look at those obstacles as invitations to look within. Is this what I really want? Invitations to look within. Am I being patient? Invitations to look within. Am I using my mind in a way that is focusing onto what I want? Am I directing my mind? Because I don't know about you guys, but my mind can be all over there and 10 miles down the road, and I have to call it back and bring it back to my focus at times. And I might have to do that 100 million times in order to teach my mind. Because we have a thought, and often we believe the thought is true. And some of those thoughts are limiting thoughts. So we have to sort through those using our power of faith and our spiritual intelligence. And then we have to stay focused. And then we hold the high watch. We stay focused. And I have found in my life that when I really have a desire for something, if I call in some folks who will hold that high watch with me, who will hold that focus with me, who will call me on it when I start down the path of going away from my goals, and somebody will say, hey, Nickie. And I think that's a blessing. I think that's an action of love. Hey, Nickie, where are you headed? Is this what you want to do? So when we can do that, we can begin to manifest some amazing things. Charles Fillmore says, all that is required is perseverance in our use of faith until we make connections with the higher realms of consciousness. What's the higher realm of consciousness? Prayer is the highest mind action on this planet. When we spend time in prayer, when we spend time in meditation, when we see it happen, when we refuse to get up from the meditation until we can envision it and feel it in our bodies. That's what neuroscience tells us. And when we're willing to do that day after day after day, when we're willing to catch those thoughts that are running around over there and say, oh no, I'm going to change you. Here, I'm going to toss you out the window. And we might have to do that a zillion times. When we're willing to do that, we will manifest. When the intention is clear, the results appear for us. I want to tell you a story. There was a woman named Ashley. She loved those daytimers. Do you know what those are? Some of you may have used them in your work, but they're where you have a calendar and you write all your to-do lists and all your tasks on them. Well, she particularly liked gold jelly roll pens. I don't know if you remember those. They were pretty cool, but she liked them. They were sparkly. So when she wrote her to-do list, she had fun with it. It was a sparkly ink pen. And so what Ashley did was she would buy them by the box. 12 of them come in a box. So she would always have boxes. Well, the person that she went to, the supplier, was out of stock of those jelly roll pens that were gold and sparkly. And so she had one left. And she had been looking everywhere for this particular pen. I don't know if you guys ever get a favorite pen, but she had been looking everywhere for her favorite pen because she was looking for some more. And she decided one day, I can't find them anywhere. I'm going to set an intention that I receive at least one gold sparkly jelly roll pen. And so she had ordered something else. And when that something else, which happened to be some kind of face oil, when it came, it was in a rather small box. But when she opened the box up, there was what she had ordered. But to her amazement, there was a gold sparkly jelly roll pen. Her intention had come clear. Who would think it would come in a box of face oil? But when we limit where something can come from, we limit our manifestation. So when we're open to receiving our heart's desire and watch, where's this going to come from? And hold the faith of, I'm looking forward to experiencing this, our manifestation will come clear. If you're interested in this, I have an affirmation for us. I stand in the power of faith, and I'll call forth my heart's deepest desires to create a life I love. I stand in the power of faith, and I call forth my heart's deepest desires to create a life I love. Take a breath into that and just hold that in consciousness, mind idea consciousness for a moment. And then let's say it again. I stand in the power of faith and call forth my heart's deepest desires to create a life I love. Let's sing our way into meditation. I am opening. Let's open our hearts and our minds to the faith of manifestation, to the power of manifestation, to begin to live as if it's already happened.
I am opening.
I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive.
Are you ready? Are you ready to receive? Are you ready to receive all that your heart desires? If you're not ready, are you willing to be ready? Are you willing to start with something small and open into that manifestation? Or maybe you start with something medium, or maybe you go all out. How you do it, what it is not the important factor. Our readiness to receive, our willingness to sit or stand and wonder, what do I really want? And then to go for it. To apply mind, idea, expression, to recognize that we are divine and that our divinity is our consciousness. To recognize what we want, to clarify the goal, and to notice, are we moving toward it or away from it? To monitor our thinking, to trust ourselves and trust our faith. Trust that divinity within us. To move past the doubt. Don't try to get rid of the doubt. Simply love it. Love is that harmonizer. What do I want? What do I really want? What do I want so much that I'm afraid to say? Allow those desires to bubble up in you as you. And let's begin to move into the sacred and holy silence. I'm opening to, you fill in the blank. I am opening to. I am willing to receive whatever it is that you're willing to receive. Let yourself have your heart's desire. Let any voices that tell you you're not good enough or not deserving simply fall away. And allow yourself to notice what it feels like to have whatever it is you're desiring, to live as if. Collect your thoughts as they are scattered into alignment. And let yourself enjoy the process. And before you come out of meditation, just say thank you to yourself. Thank you for your willingness. You know, it might pick up your shirt and thank you. Thank you to your willingness to receive all of the good that is available to you, all of the good that is available to us, and all of the good that's present with us now. And as you come back to this time and this space, bring with you that feeling. Live as if today. Find that feeling and embrace it as you move through your day. Because when we see the hidden revelation, when we understand and live as if God is the source, because that's the capital T truth, the absolute truth, God is the source of all things, then spiritual law says it must be made manifest. Celebrate your manifestation beginning now.
How wonderful, how wonderful, how wonderful, how wonderful. Thank you for all those remembrances. As Reverend Nickie spoke with love to us, now it's our turn to speak with love to the unity of Mesa. And we have many ways to do that. And one is to give our intention, to give our meditation, to give our prayers, to give our attendance, but also monetary as well. And we have many ways to do that. You can do it online with the Vanco app. You can text unityofmesa.org. We have mail, 2700 East Southern Avenue, Mesa. We have in person in the bookstore. You can give with a card or cash. Some people do carry cash yet. But we have many, many ways. And our ushers will pass among you now to take your love offering. And if you are an online giver, there's a little card in the back of your seat in front of you. Just put that in there. Thank you. And let's say our blessing. Divine love through and as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled. things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Oh, that would be me. Let us pray. Invite you to say this with me. We are one with the opulence of God. We are now in the flow of infinite abundance, and we give thanks for the prosperity that is ours by divine right. Thank you, ushers. And today we have hospitality. It's a little warm outside, so we're going to have hospitality right in the community room. And I invite you to join us. And please say hello to those who are celebrating a birthday, and just continue to speak with each other and interact and get to know someone that you haven't spoken to before. I know I've been here a few months, and there's still many of you that I haven't had the opportunity to speak to weekly. So please continue to connect with each other. We're here together in spiritual community. Also, we have chaplains today. Can our chaplains please stand? Unity was founded on prayer, and it's still a part, as Reverend Nickie said, it is the highest form of mind action. So please, if there's something a concern that you would like to pray with a prayer chaplain with, please go ahead and see them. And also, even if it's something you're celebrating, we love those as well.
If you're watching online in Facebook in particular, write a comment, and Reverend Nickie will get back to you.
Yes, I will. That's right.
Today is a very special day for us at Unity of Mesa, because we get to celebrate someone who's been here through 6 ministers. She is chosen to move out of the greater Phoenix area, and she's going to go be with family in Michigan. It's the absolute right choice for her, but Peg McElroy has blessed this community for Peg, if you can stand, because we love you and we appreciate you so much. Yeah. It's not an easy choice to leave a place that you've called home, and we honor your choice, but we also want to express our gratitude for your many years of service as staff. Like I said, she's been through 6 ministers. You know what I mean? That's like a lot. Okay, and a few assistant ministers as well. Okay, so Peg, please stand again. We're going to give you a unity blessing. Cutting out, so maybe,
do it.
okay.
Peg,
We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are.
And we
Love
give
you
great
and-
gratitude
yeah.
for your service. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Thank you, Peg, thank you. So special blessings for her if you need to see a chaplain, because Peg is moving on, you know, we have.
Yes.
So, what are you going to remember this week? Reverend Nickie gave us homework.
I did give you homework.
Think about our dreams.
Think about your dreams. And what do I want? 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 Do it in all kinds of voices, in all kinds of ways. Be a trombone, be timpani, be a piccolo. Have some fun with it and let that resonance move through your body so you begin to embody your deepest desire. And have fun doing it.
What do I want? What do I want? What do I want?
'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.